Alrighty guys, what's up? Welcome to day 3 of 3D printing. You notice I got my setup in the way just so we can see things a little bit better and a little bit more straightforward. Now, I was sick during my second video, so sorry if that assembly video was hard to follow or things not going well. Probably isn't the best video I made, but I was eager to get it started. So, let's talk about this, our first upgrade kit ever, and why I'm going to do it. Out of the, let's say, the 8 Ender 3 V2s that I've assembled and kind of put together throughout the years, there has been consistently a couple parts that have failed or need to be replaced early on. And so what I'll do is I'll show this package kit I bought from Amazon. Let's put the still frame right here. Okay. With this kit, it includes a couple of pieces that we want to replace and also pieces that will give us an easier quality of life when 3D printing. The first one that's going to talk about is this tubing right here. This Capricorn tubing is going to replace the tubing right here because this tubing tends to have some problems with some higher temperature prints and also tends to fail later on as we get some prints running out. But the upgrade kit we comes with one of these, so we're going to replace that as well. Second thing it's going to come with is some bed leveling nuts and some bed leveling springs. Now, this kit does come with 2 spring sizes. The shorter ones are going to be for the Ender 3, and the longer ones are going to be for a CR10 or just for a type of printer we don't have. You can go ahead and keep these or throw them away. I'm going to take them out of the baggie and put them down on my tool tray with where all my other tools are. And just save them for maybe a rainy day, or might do some tinkering and see if we can get these springs installed here and get some consistent prints. So we're going to use the shorter springs there. And then the last piece that we're going to install, and there's a lot of hardware that comes in here, is we're going to upgrade the top half of our extruder right here. This plastic housing likes to break or crack if you're not careful with it, but by using an all metal one, we don't have to be very gentle when we're feeding in our filament. So we're going to replace the top of the extruder here, we're going to replace the tubing, the bed leveling nuts, and the bed leveling springs. And using this kit has caused, or has at least encouraged me, or allowed me to be able to have much more successful prints. The main thing I really wanted to do was to just change these springs. The springs that are installed in them are circular springs, or they have a circular profile, and they tend not to stack very easily. And so when you start to compress them, your compressions aren't very linear. Sometimes the springs can offset and cause you to have some inconsistencies when trying to level it. But this allows us to have a very easy, hopefully, leveling process when we get started. So I'm going to go ahead and put all these pieces together, and that's going to kind of be it for the video. We have our new bed leveling springs and the new bed leveling nuts installed. There's one thing that we need to talk about is this back left one has a little bit of your spring length already pre-compressed because of the heating element in the back. So what we're going to do is we're going to put all these on here and we're going to compress the springs about halfway between fully compressed and fully extended, and we're going to use that as our gauge when we start to do our bed leveling, which isn't going to be this video. It's going to be the next video, hopefully, where we're going to adjust our Z-limit to be where this bed is now, rather than trying to adjust the bed to the Z-limit switch, which can be, I would say, a lot less productive. What we are going to do now is we're going to replace the Bowden tube. This is way too long. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove this tube first, but there's the piece I want to talk about. Is this tube is a different diameter than the tube you're given, so make sure you replace it with the new tube holder. And so it's, as you're going to push the tube in there, it's the connector piece. This diameter matches with this tubing. If you don't replace it, and I did this, this tube is going to want to pull out a whole lot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the 2 screws from the back here. That allows me to take this nut off, and then I'm going to remove that, cut the ties, and then connect the new tube in place. So let's do that now. Now we're moving on to replacing the top end of the metal of this all metal extrusion piece with this plastic piece right here. We're going to take everything out. This stepper motor will have to come out, and so do have your hand underneath it when you're ready to take it out, because these screws will have a sandwich between the gantry arm and holding it all together. One time I did drop the motor, it didn't cause any problems, but I forgot to let you know. completed our first upgrade for our Ender 3. We've upgraded the bed leveling springs, which will hopefully be a little more easier to level the bed when we first do that here soon. We also upgraded our tubing. Sometimes you tend to have an issue with higher level or higher temperature prints. We might actually end up trying to do some that I've never quite done in that temperature range before, so we're going to see what we're going to get away with in this. And then lastly, we upgraded the extruder, top part of this extruder, which does tend to crack because of the springs put under a lot of pressure. But in any case, we were able to completely get everything upgraded and it looks great. What you're welcome to do is to keep all of those extra metal pieces down below. I go ahead and threw anything away that's plastic because I already don't want it to begin with. But hopefully here soon we're going to start to upgrade. Couple of things. You don't necessarily need this upgrade kit, but it is super helpful later on down the road as just far as better quality prints downstream. It's not absolutely necessary. I just highly recommend it. And then 2, we haven't done any leveling yet, so you're welcome to kind of tinker and get ahead of me if you want to, or you can stick around for a couple of subsequent videos where we're finally going to start to level, start to do some test prints, and then begin hopefully our first print ever. You guys have been awesome, stay awesome, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.